What is up, my boys, and welcome back. It's your boy Eileo, of course, wearing the same jacket for the 800th time because I'm too lazy to switch to my other 50 jackets that I own, but this one's the most comfortable. Today we're going to be reviewing the Suras, just to help you guys out with Suras because he's a great mon, and I definitely want to help anyone out that is on the fence about Suras because you may not understand something about him, or you may not just you just don't know which one to build. But let's go ahead and check out Sura. Let's do the design first, and I don't really like the buff dude design. In my opinion, it kind of breaks character for me, I guess. It breaks the way that I thought he would look, but his Evo 2 form definitely to me looks like the most legitness, though I'm not in fan of this fire one. It's far too orange and pasty, unfortunately. Let's take a look at his stats. He's an attacker type. HP is okay. Attack is quite good. Defense is a little bit low, so he's going to be quite glassy. But overall, stat distribution wise, he's fine. He's well off. And he has morale boost and adrenaline. Definitely a great firemon to have if you can build one to Evo 3, especially with the critical boost as his variant skill for all of them across the board. Definitely a good solid mon. So he has the ability to get his SP up and then help heal everybody, which is great. But since he's an attacker type and his HP is so low, his heals won't be that much. So if you could somehow build him for, I wouldn't say dragons, you could use him in dragons possibly, but if you could somehow build him at least to Evo 2 for something like B9, then he could definitely be quite good. He could be okay in Titans as well, but since his attack is so high and his HP is so low, he doesn't really benefit that much from adrenaline. So he's kind of like a pseudo wannabe passive healer. But overall stat distribution, he's solid. I mean, he's solid. Would I go for him first? We'll have to wait and find out. But let's go over here to the water one next, which I did build. And the water, the blue color on him is fine. I do prefer perhaps the variant one slightly more because it's more blue than turquoise, but overall the color on him is fine, even though he looks scary with his white eyes. Let's check out his stats over here. So almost 40k HP, which is great. Attack and defense are solid 2k. He's a tank type, so he's not really there for damage. Defense could be a little bit higher. He would be amazing. But I mean, overall defense is okay. He has plenty of HP to soak up any hits, and he has stun and predator. And if you have to build him with max crit in order for him to be OP. I do use one in PvP because he is amazing. But if you get his stun up to 100% on like an int set or a ruin set, it says right here, critical hits have a 100% chance to stun an enemy for 2 turns. 2 turns, my boys. If you can get that off, if their resist isn't high enough, you can straight deck mons out with this dude. Like, this dude is like, I wouldn't say a team killer, but he's a great asset to PvP, even in the mid, especially the mid tier range, and then of course the low tier. But low tier doesn't even matter. You could probably get away with using him in some of the high tiers, but he's probably going to drop off because of the light and dark spam, unfortunately. But solid mon if you're into PvP, or if you have a slight interest in PvP, definitely keep him around and definitely build him. So I would definitely recommend the water one. Next is the grass one. He's a defender type as well. Well, he's a defender type, not a tank. Defense is great. HP is okay. Attack doesn't really matter because he's a defender type, and he has seal and sap. Weird combination because you can't really use seal in PvE, and sap can be useful, but then you can't really use sap in PvE and seal is useful. Let's look at his variant as well. The regular green is just fine, even though he looks like Hulk. But stat wise is okay, but skill wise he's just unorthodox. So would I recommend building him for what his purpose is? Because he's kind of in between both, I probably wouldn't. If you have extras laying around, feel free to fill them out on your Astro guide. But the seal and sap combo kind of turn each other off, so in my opinion it's not really worth the investment. Let's go over here to the light one next. Which I of course don't have. Alright, here's the light Sura. Both of his forms look fine. Variant's okay. I do like Variant slightly more because you can see more definition with his, I guess tattoos. But the regular one's okay as well. This one's a balanced type. HP's okay. Attack and defense are surprisingly quite okay. If they could be like 2.7, that would be legitness. But overall they're okay. And he has adrenaline and adrenaline. So essentially his role is to heal everybody. So if you're fighting one in PvP, make sure you kill him because he's just going to be healing everybody all the time. And they're probably going to stack this dude up with some HP, maybe attack gems or something, just to make him extremely annoying. Overall, not very underwhelming. He can be useful, but in only certain situations. He's basically a passive healer. Maybe not as good as Persephone, but he's basically a passive healer. And he shouldn't have any problems surviving. Let's go over here to the dark one. Did I pass him? Nani? No, I didn't pass him. And here we have Dark Sura. The variant one definitely does him justice. The regular one's just too plain. The variant one with that red really offsets his other colors and kind of brings out his detail. So the variant one is legitness. His HP's okay, could be a little bit higher. Attack is pretty darn good, especially as a dark attacker. Defense is a little bit low, so he's definitely going to be a glass cannon. So if he gets hit, it's going to be rest in peace to the squad. But stats overall are extremely doable, and especially with him being a dark type, he benefits from that 100% critical rate because his crit damage goes up to the moon. And he has HP Siphon and Hunter, so he can heal himself on his 3-star skill, and then his 5-star skill has Hunter with 50%. So in theory, if he can get his 5-star skill off, he's gonna do a fat stack, like a thick stack of damage, my boys. Overall, pretty solid mon. You could probably use him in PvP and PvE. By how much? That is up to you and your skill level and whoever you're fighting. Maybe you could throw him in at low level Titans too, where Hunter will do work. But as Titans goes up, of course he'll become less and less useful. But if I had one and he had a square on him, oh my boys, he'd be built already. He would be built already. So I would definitely go for the water one for PvP. The light one's not bad either, and the dark one. The grass one, stay away from. The fire, if you have nothing else to use for B9, then feel free to use him. If I had excess Suras laying around, I would build a fire one just to have one because his stats are pretty solid for a fire attacker, even though his utility may not be that great. But that pretty much sums up the video, you guys. As always, thanks for watching and peace out. See you guys next video.